Hi. Okay, this is my sixth Bridge weekly clinic. We do it every week on Monday. Okay, thank you for taking your time to come to Bridge. So Bridge is actually a business and a job portal. Okay, so some disclaimer, we'll be recording this session. Yeah, and this is for training and maybe for training purposes. Okay, so what is advisor? So basically an advisor, and these are the today's agenda. Why should you join Bridge? And what is in for you? And what are our content? And how do you get paid under the hourly rate as well as the royalty rates? Okay, and every video will be reviewed by students. Students, we call it as working adults, 22 all the way to 60. Okay, so basically you just take yourself as a Airbnb instead of a property. You are a advisors, that is your assets. And who's your customers? Tourists as well. Tourists in terms of Airbnb, but for us, it's actually students. Students, we call it as members or working adults who just go into the system. Okay, yeah. So, okay, just an icebreaker. There are about 7 billion people in the world. How many of these people are actually studying or learning? So in today's context is that everybody is learning at any time at the point when you're born and when you're aging. Every day we are learning. So in short, as an advisor to come to Bridge is basically to teach or to relate experience that I went through for the last 10, 15 years. And from there, you share to a person who is going through the same direction or same strategy in their life. Okay, so that is the whole idea of, okay, so what's an advisor? So we have about 1,000 advisors, so-called, who is keen, but I would say the problem that we face is they do not know what content to teach. So I just want to tell you is that basically to be an advisor, you need to have the age and experience. If you do not have the age, but if you have the experience, then you must be something very attractive, like Bitcoin, NFTs. So this is something trendy. So I don't think a 40, 50 years old guy will be very well versed in NFT strategy and stuff like that, because the billionaire that we are talking about, they are all very young, 30 plus, 40 plus, who is doing the NFT and Bitcoin in the Bitcoin field or in the Bitcoin industry. So I would say our advisors should at least be at least 20 years experience, 15 to 20 years. Your age is about 40, 50 thereabout, go up 60. And basically you are relating scenarios and incidents or case studies that you have went through, and you can make it as a case study to teach on to people who is younger. So a subject expert is one who can relate case studies, analysis, conduct market research, and create some prediction model. So these are the advisors that we are looking for. So why is it that we are looking for this? Is because if you are aware, we do have the job seeker, employers, advisors, eventually will be the investors. So investors could be yourself, but investors also could be picking up advisors who have the expertise to invest with them. So take into consideration that whatever you're doing now, people is watching. And it could be investors of crowdfunding. It also could be investors of family office. So basically our platform is to reach out to, so as an advisor, you could be also be a job seeker yourself. You could be an entrepreneur yourself, and you also could be an investor. So we will not know how it evolved, but basically as an advisor is you have the relevant experience to teach or to relate. Okay, so I will classify these advisors as a career coach, a role model, industry coach, or a market leader. Our target audience is not just Singapore. So of course, you are Singapore, you reach out to Singapore. But if you are Singapore, you also reach out to Southeast Asia. So David, you are from UK, you can reach out to UK as well as Singaporean. So your unique I mean, I pick you as an example because you are quite unique in the way that I don't work in UK. So I will not be able to relate, but you are you born from UK and you can tell them this is the life as a whatever position in Singapore in the UK perspective. So this is something that you can relate to. So we have many videos. We have many videos of the past on. We have Bitcoin. We have entrepreneur from UK. We have HR executive, and we do have some videos available in our platform now, where advisors are actually giving the 1 hour preview. So what you are supposed to do is this is what you are supposed to be at the back of your mind when you actually record your first session. Okay. So that is the whole idea of what we are going through. And so, yep. So the expectation of advisor is that firstly, you need to create something. You need to create your 1 hour, 40 to 60 minutes, one-to-one Zoom session. So Bridge actually integrate with Zoom. So basically it's like now I'm the advisor. I'm doing a Zoom section. I just pretend that none of y'all exist and I just tell what I want to teach. I do have a PowerPoint in front of me. I do have some other slides that I would like to show later. And basically, I just tell you experience and what did I go through. And you can use your PowerPoint as a datum to continue your flow. So you need to get prepared because millions of people is watching you. So one wrong will lead to a lot of other issues. So I will show you why do I say that. Okay, so the first video will lead off to you telling who are you, what is your expertise. And so imagine yourself as a doctor and the patient talk to you and you give them a medicine. And basically that's a very good scenario. Secondly is that you may want to have some case study that is happening in the market. So we do have one Bitcoin, you can later check so you can later check what he's trying to relate to. It's like, what is going to be, will Bitcoin be zero? So these are information that only people who have the expertise or in the era or in the RAM will be able to understand. Okay, so for me, I'm not a Bitcoin player and I'm not sure how Bitcoin is how Bitcoin function. So of course, basically as a student, I may want to hear. So you must take note that, and after engaging this advisor, then that's when you chat with him. Hi, advisor A, I saw your video. I would like to engage your hourly rate. And that is where the second video will come. So that hourly rate will be paid by the student. And we will record, we'll do some touch up, and basically we'll reach out to the world again. So that's how the whole spinning, yeah. So our content is not the same as YouTube. You are able to contact the advisor directly, and the advisor video should be more in depth and really selling your expertise. Okay, so it's a very simple platform. Register. There's a contract that you need to sign. And basically you create your, you in your mind, at the back of your mind, you need to know what are you wanting to teach or what you want to relate. And basically you just create the session. And once you end the session, it's done. And we will edit the whole video and basically we'll just upload into Zoom session as live. Okay, so it's a very simple process, but I think the stumbling block for advisors is that you do not know what to teach and who will be a target audience. So like what I said the last 10 minutes is that your target audience are students who are in the industry, who wants to go into this industry, or could be a 30 plus, 40 years old, mid-career manager who need some guidance in their direction. And that's where, so in short, is that you can just prepare. So it's like someone is actually going for exam in the next 1 hour and they engage you for 1 hour to tell the gist of the exam, the tips and the 10-year series of the exam. So by talking to you, they go to the exam and they pass the exam. So in short, if they have the module 2, they will engage you as an advisor again. I have module 2, can you tuition me? So indirectly, we are looking at this type of scenario that we're talking about for the advisors. Okay, so yep, so it's a very clear-cut thing, and you can just visit our website and basically, and these are the industries that we are targeting. So the popular one is sales and marketing, investment, IT, social media, and maybe on some engineering or design and career advice. Okay, So a typical example would be, yeah, how I help a business increase their ROI in few months. Okay. Then coming from a lawyer, these are things you need to take note in mind when writing a will. So yeah. So on the 15th, if you are from Italy or UK and you're an advisor in Bridge, you can write about your working experience in Singapore, the jobs that you're wanting to look for to your UK members, and what things to avoid and what things to take heed of. So that's how we want to do it. Okay. Okay, so basically these are some of the examples that we're talking about. And yeah, these are titles that you can use it for your first session on what you're good at. Okay, if any accountant here, then of course, minimize income tax rebates, maximize income tax rebates, as well as if any programming side, AWS architecture, best way of using tools for your network structure. So basically, when you do this style of content, you need to tell them case study, this will happen. If you continue doing this, this may happen. If you stop doing this and you change to another thing, the tendency of this will happen. The tendency of this may not happen. So these are the things that people will know. So by saying this or what I say just now in the last 5 seconds, you will deem me as an advisor because I roughly went through this whole process. And of course, I need to be challenged by the students or the members asking questions. And the question could be, they are having some problems, so they are having some sickness. I am a doctor or I'm a network specialist. I'm intending to give them a Panadol or medicine to cure it. Okay, it could be an immediate problem. It also can be a long-term strategy which you want to do. Okay, so yep. So basically, these are the content that Bridge is wanting to have. Okay. Yeah. Contents avoid. We are not a tuition center, so basically we are reaching to 22 years old all the way to 60 years old. Okay. So yep. So after publishing your video, then I will need some content because you yourself will know your title. You need to write 500 to 1,000 words on what is the title description, and basically tell us who is your target audience and what is the category of the content of this video. Then from there, we will just publish out. Okay. So of course, this is what we have done. It's under bridge.com.sg. You go to Advisory Connect. So these are the advisors that we have. Geoffrey, he's a orthopedic implant specialist. We also have a Bitcoin, as we have doing business in Indonesia. So he's a Singaporean, but he's now in Indonesia. So these are the 5 minutes preview that we will do first. After that, it will lead to a 1 hour. So that's how we entice people. So the first thing that you need to do for the title is that it needs to 7 reasons why Bitcoin will not drop to zero. So it's something very very challenge. It's very daring to say this. So what happened is that I will click, then I will read through. Okay. So this will enable me to see whether I would like to engage him. So I will have a preview. So basically he's preparing this, and his video is actually 1 hour or 40 to 60 minutes. So from here, because he's from Indonesia and Singapore, we will reach out to Singapore and Indonesia and people who are keen in investment. That's how we reach out to people. Okay. So that is how we play. That's how we run the show for advisors. Okay. So of course you have your hourly rate and all these recorded. So just now, for the example, this guy, Leonard, will every video that people click that the students pay $7, he'll be getting a $3.50. And this content shouldn't be in YouTube unless it's only by Bridge. Okay, so if you are intending to do something that YouTube has, then it doesn't make sense. We are advisors. Eventually, we are in the era, we are in the realm of a job portal and a business platform. So we are upgrading our job seekers and employers to have advisors, so that job seekers and employers do have someone to fall back. And eventually, the whole cycle, the investors will pick advisors to be their partners so that they can reach out and they start to engage or employ job seekers and maybe partners with employers. So it's actually a circle. Okay, so that's the whole idea of what we are trying to do. Okay, so yep. So yep. So that's the whole idea of the whole thing. Yep. So basically what happened is that for every $100, 70% will goes to you, 30% will comes to us, and 30% is we use it for distribution. Okay. So roughly this is how you are being paid. Okay. Yeah, the rest of it, and after every review, after every paid advisors, after every paid students, they will give you a review. So the review will determine your ranking in our whole bridge system. Okay, so basically that's the whole idea of this whole thing. I will pass you all a copy of this, and yep. So basically, yep, this is a Q&A. I'm open for questions now. Yep. Okay, yeah. So you need to let me know what is your expertise. Then from there, I can roughly tell based on this is a Q&A, this is a Bridge Weekly Clinic. So information you are able to get it from our website. You are able, but mainly it's like what are you trying to do and how can Bridge benefit you? That's the whole idea about it. Yeah. So of course, if not, then yeah, Bridge you may also get information and insights from other Bridge members or advisors in time to come. Yep. So that's the whole idea of the whole thing. So I think we have a mixture. The first week was a lot of Singaporean. Now we have people from Indonesia. We have England, and so we are targeting the world. Yeah. Yeah. So if you so I mean, David, I put you as a very good example is because you are from UK. So you can target to UK. You also can target to Singapore. You also can target to Southeast Asia. So yeah. So for example, maybe I got a PhD in maybe I got a degree or a first class honors in Harvard, Stanford, and UMIS, something that most Singaporeans can't get. So I will share my experience in the life as a Stanford student and why did I choose Stanford compared to Cambridge, maybe Cornell and whatever. So of course I got something to talk because I'm able to do it. So if, for example, so of course I can reach out to the world and people will want to be keen because who will be your target audience? Parents and students who are 18 going for after their GCA levels, they're going for university. They would like to have another opinion, whether it's NUS a better school or overseas a better school. Let's aside money, let's aside affordability. So, but you also you could be a first class honors in NUS and NTU. And who's your target audience? You will not be a Singaporean, but you could be people from Myanmar, Cambodia, Thailand, Indonesia. So everybody's experience has value in it. So do not waste whatever experience that you have went through. So whatever you think that is it's a very easy job. It's a very simple thing. But whatever you do, everybody is unique. And that's where I think other people who want to share, we would like to learn from it. So in short, once they start to engage you, it's not just one time. It most probably is many times. Yeah. So it's like, oh, you become like a tuition teacher or tuition mentor. Yeah. So something in that form, especially for students, especially for job seekers who are going into the industry. So maybe they would like to do a career switch. So they would like to know what is going to happen in the next 5 years if they continue doing this. And if I'm not I just give a very good example is manufacturing in Singapore, not so good position or not so good industry, but 20 years ago is good. So compared to a social media expertise, so a person and this person may be having a degree in engineering, a fresh grad. So he will say, should I continue with engineering and manufacturing? So he will talk to a manufacturing advisor in Bridge. He will also talk to a social media strategy in Bridge. So the manufacturing engineer will say, maybe you can't really work in Singapore anymore. You may need to go overseas. Okay, then the social media person may say, oh, it's quite competitive. Everybody wants to go into social media. So you need to ask yourself in the next 5 years is, so we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have LinkedIn, then we have TikTok. Then what is the next? So you always need to be current. So the advisor will tell you this, then you make sound advice. And this advisor could be charging at $60 per hour, $70 an hour. You need to prepare? Yes and no. So if like me, I did some preparation before I come, but generally I'm already 43, 44. I got 20 years of, I've been working for 20 over years and I did many businesses. So anybody ask me about strategy, running a hotel, opening a hotel, buying land for construction, real estate investment, I roughly know. But am I the expert? I don't say I'm an expert, but roughly I have a good right. So same thing. I'm not, if there's any lecturer in NUS and NTU, they may be a professor in real estate, but they themselves are not making the money. So there's a theory part and there's also a practical part. Yeah. So that's the whole idea of this whole thing. Yeah. So this is how the advisor. So I talk to advisors who is, imagine I'm 23, who is 35, 40 years old, and I say, I would like to do this. Can you please advise me? So that is how the opening speech will be. And I have some interest in A, B, C, D, E. Can I know more about the industry? Then the advisor will say A, B, C, D, E, F, G. If you are into engineering, manufacturing, the better way to say is that perhaps Singapore may not be the playground for you. You may need to go overseas. Yeah. So of course, now we do have engineering in water treatment. Last 20 years ago, there isn't. So yeah, we will not know what evolved, but I would say even social media is very popular now, but no, so many people is going in. So it really depends who you mix with and who you are being advised from. Okay. So at the end of it, let's say we got 200 advisors or 300 advisors, then the investors will have a buffet who to pick to if they like to invest in the business, but they need social media expertise. So for example, maybe we have, I just pick a name, Geraldine, who is a social media expertise, and Geraldine got 20 videos who is teaching. So I'm an investor now, I will pick Geraldine. Hi, Geraldine, I will want to engage you to be my consultant or to be a payroll or be my BD, board of director. So it really depends on what the investor wants. So that's the whole platform for you to raise up so that you are able to understand what we are trying to do. Okay, so yep, that's my speech for 20 minutes, rehearsed for 40 times. Yeah, so that's what I do on a daily basis. So of course, the whole idea is so the advisors, we do have a pool of advisors beside me. So I'm into buying and selling of businesses. So of course, I would like to have good advisors beside me as well as an investor point of view. And if you are not into investment, then why don't you put yourself available for investors to take note? Likewise, if you are advisors in our platform, you are also able to switch profile to job seekers and as an employer. So same thing. So whenever some prospect comes to it, you're a job seeker, they saw you have an advisor, the interview skills, the interview sessions become very easy because they already know what you are doing already. So indirectly, you are like a consultant, but you're not really a real consultant. Okay, because you don't charge top dollar. But end of it, this type of soft skills will help you to be more marketable, and we do a lot of distribution. Okay. Yep, I'm open to questions. Any questions? Yeah, give me a thinker. Yep. You need to unmute. Yep. David, yeah.
Yeah, hi, Brian. Thanks for that.
Hi.
I guess a couple of questions in my mind.
Yep.
As we're starting off on the journey, could you just confirm? So I've got lots of things going on in my head here.
Yep.
Different ideas.
Yep.
Which one do I pick to be the most impactful one to start?
So it depends. Yeah, it depends on what is your industry.
Okay.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
must let me know what are you good at that other people may not be good at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the hourly rate, does that vary depending upon the piece of work?
So for example, if you put maybe your hourly rate that you're doing consulting to other companies could be $500 per hour, let's say. But $500 is one time. Ours is so you need to ask yourself, when we reach out to 55 million or 62 million database in our portfolio, do you think people will be paying $500 per hour? So some of the students will be more on awareness. Oh, I heard of something before. There's some advisors, David, talk about certain things. Oh, let me just go through the video of $7. So you entice them, and maybe you are touching their heart and you are playing around their mind. Then they may engage you. But will they pay $500? I'm not sure. So you need to ask yourself how marketable. So we start from $30 all the way to 500. So yeah. So if you are sharing your PhD journey, it should be about $30 to $40 because you reach out to more students. Yeah. If you are doing like, okay, how I help, for example, how I help a business to do basically a real setup in hotel operation. So maybe I charge about $200. But hotel setup in Singapore is something not easy. And I think many people would like to be aware of what is it that Brian did. So they may only want to pay the $7. Okay. So I need to entice people to let me have the second engagement. So I may charge like $100. That means good thing. Okay, firstly, you need to think of our revenue management. You need to think of human resource. Your booking Agoda, must come on board. Are people willing to work the graveyard shift? What about cleaners? What about EPs? Are people, Singaporeans, willing to work this? So we run a 3.5-star hotel previously before COVID strike. So we can't get front desk. Why? Because we are 3.5. Everybody want to go to the 4-star and 5-star Marina Bay Sands, even though they are paying lesser than what we pay. So what we do is we channel them. So we are your training ground for them to learn. And these are the 6 departments that you will be posted to in this 1.5 years or 1 year. Then from there, you are free to leave us and you go to your 4-star hotel. So we make ourselves marketable. So you need to ask yourself what are the problems faced by most people and what are the revenue, what's the Panadol I can give to the businessman or the GM or maybe a job seeker. Okay. So it depends on what is your industry. Yeah. So you need to toggle both because you can write there live in Singapore as a UK citizen. What is the yes and what is the no? So this one, the whole UK will want to hear. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then the Singaporean in Singapore may want to just awareness basis. Yeah. Okay. So that's the whole gist about it lah. Yeah. Okay. So we are a job portal and a business platform. So you just need to take note that if we are job portal, our email open rate is pretty high. Like I wanted to hire a social media person. We sent 42,000 is 15% open rate. Okay. We also send for a writer. Let me see. Okay. So basically, we ask for advisors. Yeah. Social media is about 15%. Writers, 7,000 is 24%. So let's go for something bigger. We send out to Singapore database about 1.1 million. We have about 10, 11%. 120,000 people like yourself is keen on my content. So it really depends on the content that you have. Okay, so of course, we reach out to overseas. So if there's any Hong Konger in Singapore, it will be easier to tell you is because Hong Kong, 11%. 200,000, 13,000 people click. So So that's the statistics that we are showing. So for example, Leonard is Indonesia, Singapore, then we will target to 120,000 and 240,000, 400,000. Then you see what's the open rate. So that's how we reach out to people. And it's pretty fast. It's one day, millions sent out. So it's fast if you want to get the results. Okay, so in short, we have about maybe 60 over million. So that's how we reach out. So if you're from India, then we will reach out to India. If you're from UK, then we reach out to UK. So that's how we target to people. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah. Yeah. So we got about 64 million. Yeah. So let's go to the list itself. So let's say now we go for UK. So it's about 4.7 million. So David, video content to our website, we'll reach out to them. 4.7 million people will get to see. So if you base on 10%, 470,000 should get to see your video. And you can see what's the engagement rate already. So that's what we do for the EDMs that we do. So India, we got 7.6. US, we got about 29 million. Yeah. So that's the whole idea. Philippines is about 600, 700,000. Then Malaysia is about, I'm not sure. Malaysia is, yeah. Thailand. So this is the numbers we have. Okay. So in short, Singapore, we are trying to make Singapore as a magnet. So Singapore content we throw out to the public. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I guess I'll let other people ask questions, but before we conclude, Brian, if you wouldn't mind just recapping the next steps, so I'm clear.
Yep.
As a close, but obviously before that, if others have questions.
Yep. No problem. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Brian, can you hear me?
Yeah, Rama. Yeah.
Yeah, you can call me Rama. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Rama.
Yeah. Actually, just wondering, this bridge platform which you are providing for the different professionals, I can say.
Yep.
Is there any age limit for this to participate in this?
Any what? Sorry.
Age bar.
No, it's free.
Limitation.
It's free.
Why I'm asking this question is I'm 68 years old. Okay?
Yeah.
And have been working for the past 45 years.
Yep.
And I just resigned from one of the American MNCs in Singapore.
Yep.
About a month back, I resigned because I wanted to go slow.
Yep.
After so much of hectic engineering.
Yep.
I'm an electrical engineer basically.
Yep.
And I worked in India in Ministry of Defense, and also I worked for Tata's. I think you heard about Tata's, right?
Tata, yeah.
So yeah, I was there for 11.5 years before I came to Singapore in '96. So from '96 onwards until last month, I've been working in Singapore. And in Singapore itself, I've been very active in first few years. I was active in construction, electrical related, project related construction management and all those things, project procurement and all those things, and design also partly. And then in 2007 was a very significant step in my life. I moved to Jacobs Engineering. Jacobs is American MNC.
Yeah. So Rama, I mean, I basically, I need to stop you here is because, so the whole idea is that definitely there are a lot of members, there are a lot of engineers available below you. So maybe there's about 50,000, 100,000 in Singapore. So you just need to show them that at the age of 68, no need to be telling them what is the path that you went through. And they can decide at the age of 30, 35, whether they want to continue. That means the outcome is you at Rama, that is the final outcome, or they are able to do a career switch at 30. So that's one way. Second way is that, so definitely during your period of 20, 30 years, sure, there's some case study, there's some prediction that you have done before, role models, otherwise you can't last so long. Because you just resign, you got 45 years of experience, and from there you are able to. And your target audience should be Singapore to Singapore. Likewise, you also should be Singapore to India. And how do you come to Singapore? Because India got 1 billion people, so they would like to know, eventually, if I take the route of the EP, whatever path that Singapore and India is having those MOU, my outcome may be one of them if I take engineering. So this is something that you need to angle. Yeah. Secondly is that you need to tell yourself, you just need to put yourself, I think you're 68, so maybe you have children and grandchildren. You just need to tell you they're actually giving advice to your grandchildren, 22, 23 years old, who could be in India or in Singapore. So, I mean, that is the whole idea. So in short, you're doing electrical and what engineering, electrical engineering and as well?
Actually, I have been for the past 15 years. I've been active in the pharmaceuticals in Singapore.
Okay.
We have built a lot of projects in Singapore for various pharma industries.
Yeah.
We are in design engineering, starting from concept study, basic design.
So you can So you can also do it in a way that design engineering, is it a myth or is it a trend going forward? Something in that form, so that it makes me. So to me, I'm a businessman. My intention is to, should I pick Rama for investments in electrical, or I'm a job seeker who's 35 years old who just came out from electrical, and for the last 10 years I'm doing the same thing. Let me hear another perspective, not my ex-boss, ex-colleagues, another perspective from Rama who is in that industry. Then I may pay the $7 to really hear you, and eventually I would want to engage with you. Hi Rama, your hourly rates could be $80. I want to do something. Can you assist me? So I engage your 1 hour in your Zoom session, maybe tomorrow at 7th of June at 8 p.m. And that's where the second presentation will come on board. So that's the whole roll off. Then I will ask questions like, how do you handle this? How do you handle that? How do you do this? How do you do that? Because you got 20 years of experience, I'm only 35. You got maybe 30 years of experience. Then I'll ask you a very, very challenging question like, Rama, do you think engineering in Singapore can still last? Because it's quite a white collar job. It's not many people would like to do. And is there any prospect? Then you ask Rama based on your circle of friends already. Okay? So that's the whole idea of you. So you have, because the older you are more valuable to Bridge because of your experience. So in the market now, the older you are, maybe it's a bit difficult to find a job. Yeah. So you must ask yourself, what is your expertise? So you are, just like I put across, you are a mentor, you are a career coach, you are a market leader and industrial player. So these are 4 things that you need to take note when you play around. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah. I hope I answer your question. Yeah.
Yeah. I got most of the answers from your earlier session. You are answering, and then I got through your videos also. I got. And then I just wanted to continue because I have been doing this pharma industry in design and all, but I hope this will be helpful because I have been associated with procurements and construction contractors also, various vendors and all, because in design and engineering we will be helping the contractors to build the plant, and we'll be helping them during the construction also. So we'll be that's a construction support we'll be rendering as part of our design, as part of our job. So I think definitely it will be helpful to the youngsters, and of course, as you said, mid-career personnel who would want to have some solutions for the problems. So I hope that.
Yes. So you create you're a doctor. You got some patient is sick. You give them the Panadol. Yeah. So you are into engineering, but maybe the floor, not many are engineering. So they may only. So your title must be attractive to attract them to pay the $7. Yeah. So that's the whole. If you're talking about investment, dollar and cent, real estate is a different story. So that is the whole gist about it. So your content. So for me, I will only reach out to people who are keen on engineering background.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Okay. Any others? Okay. Geraldine, Mike, Wesley, Chin, anybody? Yeah. Maria? Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Like who is so everyone is yes. Okay, so Wesley, you mentioned 1 hour 1 hour video flat is $7 regardless of content. Yes, advisor profit is 50% of this royalty. we call it as a digital assets. Yeah. Okay, so I just want to address to that. Yeah, it's actually in our slides and so that's what we do, and it's in our FAQ. Yeah, but the hourly rate that you charge. So for example, I need to engage David tomorrow for a session on what is live in UK and whether is it a feasible platform or country to invest. Then David will advise me, okay, my hourly rate is $200. David will go through a session with me tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. for an hour, and David will tell me his everything. Then David, once the session is ended, David will get $140 in his credit wallet, which will be withdrawable. Then Bridge will get the 30%, that is $60. And because of the content, how David helped a SME boss to invest in UK, the title will lead to a lot of people. And the person contact is if you're into investment in the UK. So then the content will be something like that. So the content will be something like that. Yeah, the title is it. So David, so there are three things I would say. Maybe firstly, real estate, because I need to buy a house to stay. Number two, businesses. Number three, investments like fixed incomes and stuff like that. So David will advise me that I will say, I got three. I'm Singapore. I'm a fund manager. I do investment. Can I bring this model to UK? Then I ask David, is that the culture as a UK citizens? This is their culture. Do you like big loans? Do you believe in leverage? And can you explain, or can you please advise me on the Bankruptcy Act? And what if I can't perform well? Is there any saving grace from the government? And secondly, if I wanted to do business in UK as a company, as a foreigner, what are the advantage and the disadvantage? So having said that, David, when I say this to you, actually I got these answers in Singapore. Okay, so that's how I will want to. I mean, now I'm a student. So there will be people like me who will be able to advise David, you come on board. If you're a UK citizen, you may not really enjoy our tax rebate for our ABSD and stamp duty. But if you're a US citizen, yes, you are like a Singaporean, correct? So as a US citizen, they take note that you need to pay 40% tax globally. But for Singapore, we just pay our own tax. And if it's overseas, it's not dual taxation. So that will lead me on my answers and how I decide. And eventually after that, David, I will rate you out of 5 points, I give you 4 points. But the content is very precious because David actually reveals something that is not available in the market. Correct? So David will say that in the past, I did this, something happened, and these are the strategy. It may happen again, but it may not happen also. So then Brian will say, maybe these are a good pointer to take note. Okay. Secondly, I'm not sure whether is there any bank Barclays is in Singapore, but there's no local banks overseas. UOB, OCBC. So is there a relationship that I can use local banks? Let's say I would like to buy land in UK to do development. Is there a way that I can have the same type of leverage as a foreigner in UK? Then David say, I'm used to be a developer. I don't think I have the answer now, but I can get back to you. But as a UK citizen, I'm able to get 60% leverage or 70% leverage, let's say. I'm talking in terms of a bigger level. It's not just buying purchase of real estate. It's buy land to do. So I'm talking about investment as well as talking about doing the business itself. Okay, so David, just to check. So after I built these 80 apartments in UK, let's say downtown London, is it easy to, what's the price point for UK citizens to buy my property? Is £2 million an expensive price for you, for UK citizen? Then David will say, maybe 1.5. Then I say, okay, hold on. Then I will ask another advisor in Singapore, Brian, I think 2 million Singapore will buy. Then you see, so I get to see, I will have information based on that. So that's the whole idea. I mean, I just role play a very good example, and this is quite a good scenario. So Then after I consider David, I think I'm not ready, but let's keep in touch. Then 3 months later, I'll talk to David, and David may also talk to me. Hi, Brian, you remember 3 months ago? I think you may want to meet a local partner in UK. He is also a Singaporean, and maybe you can connect. Oh, their partner is also a bridge member. That's where the connection. Then the investor side, I mean, that's where the collaboration will come on board. So it's a very dynamic, and I don't think we can get it in YouTube. Not saying that YouTube is bad, but basically, I mean, I see a lot of YouTube videos, but I can't connect with the speaker. Yeah, it's always a one-way ticket. Yeah, so now is you will, because eventually you know the purpose is whatever you do, if you attend videos, 15 videos, it will help you for investors to watch out for you. Yeah, so that's a very good example. So of course, Rama, I may want to do engineering. So let's say now we do development, and I need advice as a electrical engineering. And Rama, you have expertise in that. So of course, maybe you're not doing the job, but you mentioned just now that you have contractors. So I will ask Rama, I need some help. Are you able to assist? Okay, so you will tell me A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, whatever you want to tell me. Then I will say, okay, point taken. Then, so I have an engagement with you an hour. Then the content that I have with you is that what are the tools, TOLs, and contacts that a developer needs in Singapore to venture overseas. So that's my content with you. And who will be our market? Who will be our students? People who are going to development, people who want to buy development, people want to know how does real estate work, and everybody will start to look for this video because they will know how does the $2 million consist of. Is it land price? Is it balloon price? Or is it future price? Yeah, so that's the whole idea. So then I will, if they are able to know why I do that, then I know, oh, Brian, you make a lot of profit selling this land to Singaporean. So the reason why Brian wants to do it is because I have been to a place where you have not been. But for David, he will just say that, oh, this is easy. I can do the same thing again if another Brian comes. So that's the whole perspective of what we are trying to do. Yeah. Okay, so that's the whole game plan we are trying to do. So I make it I'm trying to link, it's live. I'm trying to link David with Rama. And if there's anybody who can be part of the story, it would be good. Yeah. Yeah, Wesley, yeah, anybody who is inside, Geraldine and Jin Liang. Yeah. Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
I think it's a very good platform to share expertise as well as everybody's individual experiences. One question I have in mind is this, because do you actually two questions, do you vet your advisors?
Yes.
Because you cannot just say experiences and then, just kind of lump things in, because people can come with knowledge but no wisdom and understanding.
Yep.
So that's one. Number two is that supposedly, like say, I know David and Rama are doing the same industry. I'll go to Rama and get his information just so that, I can engage David with the same information that Rama has, which means that there's potentially conflict of interest in that respect. And Rama may not get the money, but David will. I'm just saying that as a scenario because humans being humans. And by the way, I'm a counselor for 30 years. Okay. I'm also a coach, mentor, and business consultant. So I've seen a lot of politics at play. In different culture, different countries, having lived overseas for 30 years myself. I won't go into details. Yep. But my point is this, we have to be, in a sense, wanted to find out because it's such a big platform. So I'm happy to hear that you vet your advisors, which is good. Secondly is that whether potentially there's any form of poaching or lack of better word or conflict of interest or in that respect, utilizing one's IP so that you use the IP against someone else or for yourself and then contract yourself to another person. I'm not sure whether I'm making myself clear in that respect.
Okay, so Mara, everybody experience. So whenever we click on Clover, he will have his CV attached to it. So that's one thing. So if you want to copy information from David and Rama, you really can't copy because David got his 20 years of experience and he got his own CV. So and so I do not know whether I have answered you correctly, but even though there's a repeated information, let's say there is, but the students that ask you the question may not be the same questions. It could be the same questions, but different teacher giving advice. And how we vet our advisors is firstly, we screen through your video first. Number two is that when the student paid for it, there will be reviews. But the reviews will determine whether you have answered the students. For us, if we got 4.5 out of 5, we will interview you for investor point of view. So if you, let's say, so let's say now we got 1,000 advisors. 100 advisors got 10 videos with 5 points. So the rest of the 900 advisors will know that these 100 advisors are doing well and they will start to copy. I'm very sure. But it's difficult to copy. Can someone copy me even with my same content? I don't think, I'm not sure. Because this is something from the bottom of my heart and my advisor. So I went through hotel, another person may went through hotel, but we have different ways of running the show. I may be more critical on human resource. The other person may be more critical on revenue making. Then another person may be more critical on welfare of the business. So different angle of, so maybe you are a counselor, but another counselor may be doing the same thing, but you have different questions every time when a student asks you. So the first one will be something like what you do, like who are you? You're a counselor for 30 years, you are good at business coach, That is, then the second video will not be determined by you. It will be determined by me engaging you, as in student engaging you. Maria, I need some business coach. Actually, I got problem with hiring people to stay. How do I let my working culture be a better platform? Because for me, you cannot say no to me. I'm the boss that I use the cane, let's say. So you cannot say no to me. So if you want to say no to me, be smarter to say no. Because the moment you say no to me, I will use the cane. So Maria said, no, Brian, that's not the correct way. But maybe David is also a counselor. Brian will say, Brian, maybe you use the cane. I'll give you a bigger cane. Maybe. So it really depends on, because David has went through 30 years as a businessman and a career coach. Then David will say, I will give you a bigger cane them. So, and he can say that is because he's from UK. So we are under Singapore, we got Tadam. So it really depends on, so I would say it's very different. I hope I understand, I answer your question, but everybody's life is different. Just like at the beginning, I say everybody's life is unique. So that's the reason. So end of it, I do not know you, you do not know me, but the second video or third video, you roughly know who am I. Maybe you all have already seen my first two, you all roughly know who I am. Then it becomes engaging. Yeah, but can trust me, the first two videos for my Bridge Weekly is very bad. I will say that. Because they ask, they don't know, I'm talking to myself, there's no engagement. So slowly people start to know me, then, oh, okay. So I do have investors wanting to invest in Bridge. Then I say I'm not ready, so I need at least 100,000 users. Now we are about 8,000. Then it's a different story. Yeah. So why I know investors will say, if I give you 8,000 now, maybe I give you $5,000. But if you have 100,000, my value of 5,000 become 500,000, let's say. So I understand that because I got pool of customers. So I know that I just keep quiet. Okay. So it really depends on how so I mean, I don't think so. It's not really IP. So of course, having said that, our relationship or Bridge relationship with you is 36 months. After that, we will pass back the video to you. So you earn and earn and earn for 3 years. Yeah, unless someone buy you up. Yeah, so basically, someone buy you up, then it's a different story. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so I just give you an example. It's like this is Clover. He's an Indonesian, a Singaporean, but he's in Bali now. So he's the complete rundown on starting a business in Indonesia. So of course, it's interesting to me. But eventually, I know at the back of my mind is that, can I have 100% of the ownership of the company? The answer is no. Maybe yes, maybe no. Whereas Singapore, I can own 100%. So that is what I would say lah. Yep. So I may be his customer. Okay. So it really depends on what is available, who is who is what's your expertise. So I don't have a syllabus thing, and I think Bridge is more to the US style, not to the UK style. There's no proper syllabus. We think out of the box. We whatever decision, whatever content you have. The first content, it will be who you are. You can think out of it. The second video will be led by the students who engage you. Then I'll ask Maria, I need this problem. I want to have a better culture, but I'm not willing to change. Maria, I will tell you, I still want to use the cane, but maybe a thinner cane. So can you help me? Then Maria scratch her head. I don't think I can engage you, or maybe let you read a book, something in that form. Or I can advise you in ABCD. And why do you want to do that? Then that's the whole idea about it. Yeah. Okay, so that's the that's the whole idea of it. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah.
Yeah, Brian, I have a question for you again.
Yeah.
Where I gone through these videos, and then I understood that you have to sign a contract, right, with your Bridge, correct?
Yeah.
And this contract is for 3 years. Is it 3 years? Or
the contract is for MAS side to pay you. So at least we know who we are paying to. Secondly, is that the terms and condition or digital asset, who belongs to who. So in short, let's say now, Rama, I do have another 10 engineers. I would like to combine all of you all together to be a seminar as a guest speaker, and I pay you. So I cannot, but based on contract, is that the content, it must be by Bridge, not by you. Because by you, I need to ask you for permission. So that's the whole purpose of it. So it's mainly to facilitate Bridge. So is to increase your wealth. That's all.
Okay. My next question is like, will these videos which are producing, we are going to, the advisors are going to produce, are they time bound, or is at the will of the advisor, or you will be telling us to produce more videos, next video?
One first video, then the student will come on board. So the first video is the one that will determine who you are.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you need to redo, I will just ask you to redo. Yeah. So use a video, use a laptop camera. It must be HD, like what you're doing now. So that at least your face is very visual. Like all these are all using, yeah. See, it's a Zoom session.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are all Zoom session. They got a PowerPoint, and he's using the video of his laptop. Do not use a phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that you so basically, Clover has been with us since I mean he prepared for it, and basically our role is to reach out to as many people as possible lah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, once the first video is done, and as you said, the people have to review your videos, and they come back with asking for more. So that more, I mean, the sequence, second video, third video.
Second video is determined by the student lah. Hi Rama, I saw your video. I've got some questions for you. I would like to book your hourly rate tomorrow or next week. There will be a session. I'll pay your $100 or $80 or $200 as what you claim. Then that's where they ask the session.
Okay.
Yeah. But majority of students will want to pay the $7. That's all. Majority. Yeah.
Okay.
Because they want for awareness. Yeah.
Yep.
So instead of asking the $200, so one person only can pay $200. Why don't I take 63 million, everybody pays $7?
Right.
So that's my decision. So end of it, I do not waste my precious time. So I engage with you. So today I will say, today we have David Sim, we have Rama and Maria Ang to help us, especially, and also with Leslie Fong. And how did Brian convince the four of them to become an advisor? That's my story. And individual, then we have David from UK. So I reach out to all the UK citizens. I have Rama from India. I will reach out to all the India people. And Maria, is it Maria? Marie. I will reach out to all the businessmen in Singapore. So I got easily 15 million database to send out. Open rate, I only need 1%. That's only 150,000. It's good enough. So that's the whole idea. And of course, we don't just send out by EDMs. We also got Facebook and LinkedIn. So that's where we post. Yeah. Oh yeah. Another thing, in short, if you do not know what to do, then please go to your LinkedIn and basically talk about yourself. Yeah, that's how you just talk about yourself. Yeah. So that's me. Yeah. So that's me. I mean, then that's how your credential comes in. Yeah. So basically, I did this. Before that, I did hotel. Then I'm a loan broker. Yeah. So that's what I did.
I saw
Yeah.
that. I saw that.
Yeah. So I reached success very young when I'm 28. So this is me. This is me, 28. So these are all my hotel features. And eventually someone bought me from my hotel on operations. Yeah. So basically, these are good things. So to me, a person will say that, hey, Brian, you have this, that. So my tendency of success rate is very high to do a business. I understand what a business need. Yeah. But end of it, I'm more a lone ranger. That means I don't have a big team of 100 staff, 200 staff. I rather have 10 good staff, 90 robots. That's me. So that is how I do it. Yeah. So if different perspective. So a human resource manager will not agree with what I say because they are into human resource. They need a human resource. For me, I rather need robots because robots can run 24/7 and things get done. See? So you see, after you do the video, then my copywriter and my editor will do it, then publish, then I will just press my button and I will send out to millions and millions. Then I wait for things to happen. Then you start to see engagement, and that's it. Yeah. So you just need to base on that. This 2018 I start this. So I was a house husband for 6 years. My son was born in 2013. Then it become very boring. Then I start to do. By end of it, COVID come. So I make money, a lot of money in hotel, but I also give back a lot. So I'm a high risk taker. And having said that, with this style of knowledge, I think it will be good that I record what I have done in hotel and make it as a strategy and as an operation, as a learning curve for people. So what will I advise people? Do not take so much risk. Yeah, because at one time I got 3 hotels and 3 restaurants in 2 years. Every 3 months I'm setting up. So whatever income revenue I make from one hotel, we go by the millions. I set up another 2 or 3. And hotel is because of Agoda Booking, Traveloka platform is the moment I got 80 rooms, I open up, within 6 hours, it will be wiped off. I will be fully booked. But for restaurant, it's a different perspective. So on one arm, so I'm doing weightlifting. On one arm, I'm having a lot of, I'm doing 20 kilo of dumbbells. Another arm, I'm doing a 1 kilo dumbbell. So it's very funny. It's 2 legs in 2 boats. So a restaurant and a hotel. So everybody, so in short, will I want to do restaurant? I will not, because the ROI takes a bit longer and you need to hire more people. Yeah. So and of course, hotel, if cleaners, right? Not easy to get Singaporean. I need to get from Malaysian. But if I can have a robot that clean the hotel, I will definitely go into hotel again, because that's a headache that I have. And turnkey. So you check out at 12, the next guest will come at 2:30, 3 o'clock with full flash. No smell, everything is clean. It's not easy. So one turnkey, one room need 3 or 4 cleaners to do it. Yeah, it's not easy. So yeah, so I do have stress in hotel. Revenue is good, but people problem. Yeah. Okay. So that's the whole idea. So in 2 years, I get like 3 hotels and my staff row is about 150 staff. So I of course I know, and I pay them. I pay them under my own payroll. So do I have a HR person? Not really. I use systems. Do I have a person to handle my revenue management? No, I use systems. Because the person who says who can, they are human. They also make mistakes. So that's the reason. So yeah, so that's the whole idea of the whole game plan. So this is something that we want to reach out from a Singapore perspective to the global business. So eventually once we reach UK and US, yeah, then yeah, it become very, very interesting already. Okay. Yep. So if not, then yeah, it's about an hour. Thanks for your time. I hope it's fruitful. And yep, you can share this YouTube link tomorrow. Then you can pass it to people who you think is suitable. And if you think that you may not, you can be our student. So anybody who come on board will be getting 2 free credits. You can view the whole video. Yep. Yep. That's the whole idea. Yeah. Okay. Any others? Yeah, you can email me if you need to. Then yeah, we can engage a second session. Yeah. Okay, thanks for time.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.